WGAL News 8 Today starts now.
Good morning, everyone. 4:30 on this Thursday. Glad you're here. I'm Matt Barcaro.
I'm Caitlin Smith. So yeah, let's get to that forecast.
Forecast is going up today and then going down tomorrow. So as it always does, right? Let's take a look at our forecast today. We have temperatures starting out very mild. We've had some clouds overnight. I think the clouds are going to be clearing shortly. Look at the numbers here. 55 in Chambersburg, 49 in Lancaster, 52 for York, and 47 degrees in Lebanon. We still have a nice breeze out of the south, and that's going to help to warm things up today. We're talking about 10 to 20 mile per hour southerly winds, bringing us to the 70s. So expect a good dose of morning sunshine, then increasing clouds toward evening. Breezy throughout the day, warm, and the rain holds off until after dark. So we'll talk more about when that rain moves in and when it moves out coming up in my full forecast.
All right, thanks, Christine. Two former Lancaster Country Day School students were sentenced for using AI to create hundreds of nude images of their classmates.
Some of the 60 victims talked in court about the negative impact that these photos have had on them.
8 on Your Side reporter Meredith Jorgensen was in the courtroom yesterday. She first broke this story in August of 2024 and has been following it ever since. The boys who were charged were 14 at the time. After the hearing yesterday, one victim agreed to talk to News 8 if we did not show her face. And she said she's angry at what she considers the boys' lack of remorse.
I thought it was kind of insanity to hear 30 victim statements about how you've destroyed like 60 girls' lives over the span of the last 2 years and you have nothing to say for yourself. And I think that's very disgraceful of them.
Well, the judge sentenced the boys to 6 months supervised probation, a rehab program, and 60 hours of community service, 1 hour for each victim. They were also ordered to not have contact with the victims and pay $12,000 in restitution for counseling costs.
A Virginia man who is also a Secret Service officer will now stand trial after state police say he sexually had explicit conversations with an underage girl from Lancaster County. 28-year-old Tristan Hale is charged with sending a series of those sexually inappropriate text messages and pictures to that girl between October and January. His case again will go to county court now after he waived his preliminary hearing earlier this month.
Police in Linnets, Lancaster County filed assault charges against a 14-year-old boy after they say he pushed another student and hit that student in the head at Warwick Middle School. Police say the teen pushed the victim into a concrete wall twice. Police say the teen also punched the victim in the face, and then as that victim was walking to the school nurse, police say they saw on school security video the teen hit that victim 3 more times in the back of the head. The victim got a concussion.
This morning in Lancaster County, we now know what EMTs say led to one of their own being attacked. The executive director of Lancaster EMS tells News 8 that a patient became combative in the back of an ambulance and the paramedic and EMT team had to call police. He says this happened on Route 222 and Locust Lane in West Lampeter Township on Tuesday night. The EMT was not seriously hurt.
A Dauphin County man pled guilty to stealing more than $2 million in unemployment assistance during the pandemic. According to U.S. Attorney David Metcalf, Ardavian Malatolia from Hummelstown used stolen identities to file more than 500 fraudulent applications for pandemic assistance. He says that Ariana Davison from Harrisburg also pled guilty to charges in January of last year. Both are awaiting sentencing.
We are hearing from a Susquehanna Valley resident and a business about that proposal to raise the state's minimum wage. So the state house passed this bill that would gradually raise it from $7.25 to $15 an hour by 2029. It does still have to pass the Republican-controlled Senate, which, a reminder, it has failed to do that in the last 2 years. The people we talked to, though, think it is time for a change in Pennsylvania.
I started working when I was 14 years old at McDonald's in my local area, and it was $7.25 then. To think that, 10 years later that it's still the same price, I think that's outrageous.
To keep a good employee, you need to make sure they have a livable wage, they can pay their bills, come to work, get their kids to daycare. So at the end of the day, I think it's worth it to pay your employees more.
Opponents of the bill, though, say that it could force businesses to raise prices, and they also say that the number of people actually working for minimum wage is small.
We continue to follow rising gas prices since the start of the war in Iran. News 8 spoke with a food truck owner in Manheim Township to see how gas prices are affecting them. The owner says that his truck is his pride and joy, but filling up on gas is expensive.
I was paying $2.67
per gallon. And then all of a sudden, literally yesterday, I paid almost now $1.80 more per gallon. I mean, with averaging only about 7.5 miles per gallon with this thing, with like everything weighed down in here, it really adds up quick with how expensive gas has gone.
So if you do all add that up, he says that he's spending more than $500 a month on gas now. He says he hopes that prices go down soon, especially before the busy summer season.
And let's take a look at gas prices around the Susquehanna Valley. The state average for a gallon of regular did stay the same again overnight. Average prices, though, actually dropped a penny in Mifflin County and in Lancaster County and Perry County by 2 cents. Lancaster County was down 1 cent, Perry County down 2. The average gallon is up a penny in Franklin County, though, although it is still the lowest in the Susquehanna Valley now at $3.78.
Today in Cumberland County, the State Department of Drug and Alcohol Programs will recognize Shippensburg University. The school is the first state-owned university to become what's called an overdose prevention partner. That program helps get people access to the overdose reversal drug naloxone. That's also called Narcan. The Bureau administration says since 2023, there have been more than 15,000 overdose reversals using state-provided naloxone.
Lancaster City Mayor Jamie Arroyo has appointed the next chief of staff. Amanda Beckay has been approved to fill that position. That happened this week. She's served on city council since 2020. As for her now vacant council seat, members say they will hold a special meeting to reorganize and help fill that position.
Today, Central Dauphin High School will hold a championship parade in honor of the boys basketball team. The team won a state title this past weekend at Giant Center in Hershey. The parade starts at 1:15. Also, today it's opening day for Major League Baseball. Changes coming to Camden Park in Baltimore. We'll show you the upgrades.
And it's 4:37. Let's give you a look at last night's winning lottery numbers.
Good morning. Over the past couple of days, we've had some ups and downs in the forecast. Our high yesterday was in the 50s, but we are going to be seeing warmer temperatures today. So we are looking for top temperatures in the 70s, and that's going to be our warmest day of the week. You can see a cold front waiting in the wings back toward the Great Lakes, and a warm front lifting up into the northeast, bringing some showers that way. But a warm southerly flow today is going to be the key to get us quite warm. Here's our Storm Team Live Radar Network locally. It is all dry. Our current temperatures are in the 40s and 50s, considering our average low for this time of the year. Should be in the 30s. This is certainly above average, and we are going to continue to see above average temperatures. Look at our wind speeds today. Starting out light, getting breezy again in the afternoon. We could see wind speeds 10 to 20 miles per hour sustained, and that's really going to warm things up all the way into the 70s. Mid-70s are likely for us, with rain coming overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. Now, there is going to be a temperature drop, of course, tomorrow. We'll talk about that and the weekend coming up.
All right, sounds like baseball weather today, and Major League Baseball opening day is today. And the crews at Camden Yards in Baltimore, they've been getting the field ready.
The ballpark has had some upgrades, and News 8 sports director Bethany Miller is showing us. Baseball fans, we officially made it. Opening day is upon us as Major League Baseball teams around the league begin their seasons today. Down in Baltimore, a lot of changes with the Orioles franchise in 2026. A new manager in Craig Albernaz, and now a new and improved Camden Yards experience. That includes a brand new video board, ribbon boards, and sound system. 900 speakers will immediately greet fans as they enter the ballpark. Fans can get their first glimpse at it later today as Trevor Rogers takes the bump for a 3:05 start against the Twins. As for the Bucks, the Pirates beginning the season on the road facing off against the Mets. The reigning NL Cy Young Award winner Paul Skeens will get the starting nod. After a 71-91 season in 2025, Skeens said Pittsburgh's goals coming into this year are a lot higher.
I mean, we want to win the division. We want to make the playoffs. That's it. How we do that, who knows? Whether we win, you know, I don't want to, put a number of games out there because that's just putting a ceiling on us. We got to go out there and play well every day.
Skeens and the Bucks hoping for a turnaround year, starting it off with the Mets at 1:15. As the Phillies gear up to host the Rangers, Zach Wheeler is coming off his final live batting practice. This was out in Clearwater on Tuesday. Wheeler, beginning the season on the 15-day injured list, will make his first official start this Saturday with AAA Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. Well, don't miss live coverage of opening day. You can join Jacob Paul out at Citizens Bank Park and myself at Camden Yards later today. Our live coverage begins at noon. We're bringing fans all the sights and sounds from the first day of baseball season. Back to you.
Look forward to that. All right, Bethany, thank you. Months after the U.S. captured the now former Venezuelan president Nicolas Maduro, he is returning to court when that hearing is scheduled.
Today marks 2 years since the collapse of the Key Bridge in Baltimore, where the rebuilding of that bridge stands this morning.
It's 4:43 on our Thursday morning. Let's take a live look over our Lancaster Skycam. Chief Meteorologist Christine Ferreira is back with the warmer temps that are on tap for today. U.S. Central Command says U.S. forces continue to damage Iran's military infrastructure and capabilities.
Well, this as the U.S. says negotiations with Iran's foreign ministry are underway, something, though, Iran is denying.
More than 1,000 U.S. troops are heading to the Middle East. President Trump has touted the negotiations, but Iran responded saying it will only agree on its terms and timeline. The White House press secretary addressed the back and forth.
What I will tell you is these talks are ongoing. We're not going to get into the nitty-gritty details that have been exchanged between the United States and Iran at this time.
Now, Iran has admitted that it is getting some messages from the U.S., but says it does not consider those negotiations.
Former Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife Celia Flores scheduled to appear in a New York courtroom this morning. It's a status hearing on their case. Maduro and Flores, captured by U.S. forces in Venezuela earlier this year, they're pleading not guilty to various charges, including corruption, drug trafficking, and money laundering.
Today marks 2 years since that deadly Key Bridge collapse in Baltimore. 6 maintenance workers died when the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed after a cargo ship hit it. You saw video there of the moment that was happening. The chief engineer working to rebuild that bridge says that some early construction work is done, including the demolition of the land piers from the old bridge. Crews say design for the new bridge is almost done as well, and a business owner in the area says that she still remembers the morning that bridge collapsed.
It was just part of the landscape, and it was gone, and it was just a sinking feeling. Sort of like finding out that a really good friend had passed.
Now, that business owner who you just heard from has sold art for the last 10 years, and she says at a point after that collapse, her sales dropped as much as 40%.
It has been 54 days since Nancy Guthrie went missing from her home in Arizona. And this morning on the Today Show, you can watch more of Savannah's interview with Hoda Kotb. That's her first interview since her mother went missing.
We are in agony. It is unbearable. Mm-hmm. And to think of what she went through. Mm-hmm. I wake up every night, in the middle of the night, every night. And in the darkness, I imagine her terror.
You can see that interview on the Today Show right after News 8 Today at 7 o'clock this morning.
2 weeks after the death of an 18-year-old soldier at Letterkenny Army Depot during a training exercise, his community is now supporting him. We're talking about Christopher Lopez. So 3 businesses, Mama's Pizzeria, Fruta del Sol, and also Jacked Up Food Truck in Biglerville, Adams County, where the sergeant is from, did give a portion of their sales from yesterday to the Lopez family.
When tragic things happen, like the loss of this soldier, being able to come together in not just good times but in bad times, I think is what community and family is all about.
A viewing and funeral for Specialist Lopez will be held Saturday at Biglerville High School.
A bill focusing on marriage equality passed in the state house. It would change the state's definition of marriage from a contract between a man and a woman to a contract between 2 individuals. Now, same-sex marriage is legal in Pennsylvania because of a state legal ruling and federal law, but supporters want state law to reflect that too.
We need to recognize the foundation of marriage is actually for the stability of children, whether it's history or whether it's consistent with beliefs.
Everybody, regardless of who they love, can marry that individual that they love. And I know some folks in this building have never had to sit waiting, refreshing the homepage to see if a court has given you access to a fundamental right.
The bill now heads to the Republican-controlled state Senate. It's not clear if it'll take up that proposal and vote on it.
Some state lawmakers are looking at tightening regulations on short-term rentals like Airbnbs. State Representative Lindsay Powell, a Democrat from Allegheny County, says that a shooting at a short-term rental in Pittsburgh is what led her to introduce this bill, adding safety requirements for those properties across the state.
We're hoping that we set a standard so no matter where you go in our beautiful Commonwealth, you're going to be able, as a patron, to expect the same safety and regulation, that it's a clean, safe environment that you can be in.
Powell says the requirements would include proof of liability insurance, smoke and carbon monoxide detectors, noise monitoring devices, and also cameras recording building entrances, as well as someone who you can contact if you do run into issues at the property.
A Pennsylvania lawmaker says they'll soon introduce a bill that would suspend taxes on soccer equipment for 6 months this year. State Representative Zach Mako from Lehigh and Northampton counties says that taxes on soccer balls, cleats, and other equipment would be suspended under his bill. That would happen from July 1st through the end of this year. So why? Well, because Pennsylvania is hosting World Cup games in Philadelphia this summer at Lincoln Financial Field. And today, Governor Shapiro will announce 3 World Cup fan zones across the state for the World Cup. The fan zones will be a free place for fans to go and watch the games together. That announcement is at 10:30 this morning in Reading.
Switching gears to our forecast now, and we have the warmest day of the week on tap for us.
Looking forward to it all week long. Get outside this afternoon and do something, Christine.
Also some rain though, huh?
You got it, but the rain is going to hold off until late this evening tonight, and most of your day is going to be dry today. So rain does return tonight. Could hear some rumbles of thunder, totals up to 3/4 of an inch. Rain will taper early tomorrow morning, and we could see a few lingering showers, especially southeast in the afternoon. But overall, it will be breezy and cooler, nowhere near the 70s. For our highs tomorrow. It will be a dry weekend. We've been talking about that. Cool and breezy on Saturday, and then seasonable on Sunday with highs back in the 50s. News 8 Storm Team forecast today. We have partly sunny conditions, increasing evening clouds, warm and breezy. Look at those highs well into the 70s across the entire Susquehanna Valley. Tonight, rain developing, some thunder thrown in the mix, mild and breezy. We stay in the 50s. And tomorrow, our high will be early in the day, actually at midnight, probably up near 60 degrees, but then temperatures will slowly fall from the 50s in the morning down into the 40s by afternoon. So showers taper tomorrow. It's cooler, it's breezy. Instead of a southerly wind direction, the wind will be out of the northwest. Here's a look back at yesterday. We made it up to 57 degrees. Average is 55 for this time of the year, and average low is 35. So we are well above that. Look at these numbers this morning. It's 52 in York, 49 in Lancaster, a mild start in Lebanon at 47, even 55 degrees in Chambersburg with a breeze from the south. So that southerly wind will come in today, help to warm things up to our warmest day of the week. Storm Team Live Radar Network right now. Cold front is still way up in the northwest of us in the Great Lakes, so we shouldn't be seeing any rain just yet. I'd say after dark today, that's going to be your best bet to get that.